Visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests, make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there. Okay, Desmond. Let's practice climbing on these objects. Free run your way through this little obstacle course. That's a constraint. These are optional objectives that raise your synchronization rate. All right, Desmond. Follow the on-screen instructions and kill the 2 Templars. All you have to do here is jump the gap. Synchronization levels look good now. We should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
Sir. Everything all right, sir?
Yes, fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation. Master Birch will be meeting you inside.
Thank you.
Where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
Shall I take your coat, sir?
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to kindly find your seats.
Two dozen eggs, sugar, butter, milk, more sugar, more butter, half vanilla, and a final...
Good evening, sir. This way, please.
My apologies.
Evening, Hatham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
No, I'm afraid it won't. On to business then. Do you see him?
And a statesman, because he's so great, thinks his trade as honest as mine.
He's seated in one of the boxes above.
The stairs are watched. You'll need to find another way up.
Acts in a double capacity, both against roads and
I already have.
For 'tis but fitting that we should protect and encourage cheats, since we live by 'em.
Sir, Black Mole had sent word her trial comes on in the afternoon, and she hopes you will order matters so as to bring her off.
As the wench is very active and industrious,
My apologies.
may satisfy that I'll soften the evidence.
Tom Gag, sir, is found guilty.
A lazy dog. When I took him the time before, I told him what would come to if he did not mend his hand. This is death without reprieve. I may venture to book you. For Tom Gag, £40. Let Betty Sly know I'll save her from the transportation, or I can get more by her staying in.
Betty has brought more goods into our lot here than any five of the gang. And in truth, 'tis a pity to lose so good a customer.
If none of the gang take her off, she may, in the common course of business, leave her 12 months longer. I love to let women escape. A good sportsman always lets the end partridges fly, because the breed of the game depends on it. Besides, here the law allows us no reward. There's nothing to be got by the death of women, except our wives.
Without dispute, she is a fine woman, because to her I was obliged for my education. And to say a bold word, she hath trained up more young fellows to the business than the gaming table.
Truly, Filch, thine observation is right. We in the searchers are more beholden to women than all the professions besides.
Sir, Black Mole has sent word her trial comes on in the afternoon, and she hopes you will order matters so as to bring her. 'Tis woman that seduces all mankind, like her we first were taught how we live in ours. Her very life is when those we round for pride and practice every fraud to drive us on.
I've got a bit of stage fright.
Don't charge up the bloom in the cheek.
It must be feed into our arms. For her like wolves by night, we round for pride and practice every fraud to bribe her charms. Pursuits of love like law are won by time, and you must be feed into our arms.
Jeremy's really burning up the boss tonight. He's a marvel.
And let your friends know what I intend.
Another Garrick well
I love
underway.
to make them easy one way or other.
So soon as
When
the
a
strike's
gentleman
done,
is
we'll
long
be
kept
running
in
up for
suspense,
Tuesday.
penitence may break his spirit ever after. Besides, certainty gives a man a good air upon his trial, and makes him risk another without fear or scruple. But all away. But 'tis a pleasure to be the messenger of comfort to friends in affliction.
But 'tis now high time to look about me for a decent execution against Nick.
Hatham, you should have come to me. We would have found another way. Yes. But then you would have known. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As am I.
Stage-side balcony! Hurry!
Come, please!
Over there! That man there! Seize him!
Whatever's happened?
A man was killed in the upper balcony!
Oh my!
I beg your pardon. Did you notice anyone suspicious?
No pushing, please!
We must have order! We must have order!
Well, if you think you would enjoy it, please do. It is only for seconds.
It happened right in that balcony.
What are those men doing in there?
We must leave at once.
Order! We must have order! Move! Move! Imbecile!
Where are you going?
I'll search it on here. You search down there. Very well. Find anyone, give a shout.
And how was the opera?
Rather dull, truth be told.
Shall we be off then?
Aye. To Fleet and Bride.
By your command.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that will be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge. Perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first.
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this storehouse is?
Ah, Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen,
How fare your calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were that I could be more accurate.
That's all right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've called you here, Master Kenway. We'd like for you to travel to America, locate the storehouse, and take possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command, although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause. Each is also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, you will want for nothing.
Well, then I'd best be on my way.
I knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We've booked you passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn. Go forth, Hatham, and bring honor to us all.
garden.
All on the ball in the hall in the hall.
All on the bull and Kitty lives in Liverpool.
All on the ball in the hall in the hall.
Some fresh air might do me
All
good.
on the bull and the old man is a growling.
All on the ball in the hall in the hall.
And then all will be well.
You sure about that?
Of course. Have I ever led you astray?
Nah. No, you don't stick right with the others.
Have faith, my friend. You'll see.
Well, well. Seems our esteemed guest has deigned to grace us with his presence. You might want to head back to your quarters. Top deck's no place for tender parnells.
So I thought. And yet here you are.
Fancy yourself a joker, eh? Let's see how funny you find this.
Anoint him with the oil of gladness already. I want my money.
Finish the hoddy-doddy!
Listen to this, Hector. Thinks he can swagger on up here and declare himself king of the castle.
Policeman, call this off. If the captain
To
sees us...
hell with the captain. And to hell with you, Mills. Whose side you on anyway? Come on, brother.
We're ready to go again if you are.
This is unwise.
Why is that? You think I'm afraid, have you?
But you should be. Do you yield?
Never! How'd you like these odds?
What's the meaning of this? Captain! Explain yourself at once, Mr. Kenway.
These thought we were simply passing the time with a bit of sport, Captain.
How about you pass the time by doing your goddamn jobs instead? I wasn't aware I was paying you to loll about. A word, please, Mr. Kenway. I don't care for you, Mr. Kenway. I've had nothing but trouble since you came aboard.
Your problems have nothing to do with me.
I beg your pardon?
You're a poor leader, ill-tempered and cruel, and it's clear your crew has no respect for you.
Look, I don't want to argue.
Unfurl the tackle on the mainstay!
He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not right that you should please stop.
He's a shifty fella. Won't hardly take his hat off.
Keep quiet! Here he comes. Make like you're working.
He's a shifty fella. Won't hardly take his hat off. Keeps his face in.
You there! I have some questions for you.
That's nice, but I ain't got time to gossip. Probably wouldn't have anything useful to share anyway. You want information? Try the cook or the doctor. Everyone's always chatting them up.
Doctor, if you have a moment.
Have you taken ill?
Oh, nothing like that. I was wondering if you'd heard any rumblings of trouble aboard.
What sort of trouble?
Unusual complaints or grievances? Men taking issue with the captain or
You
the
sound
passengers?
just like James. Like I told him, I've been much too busy with my research to notice anything not work-related.
And where might I find James?
The galley's your best bet. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Are you James?
Aye.
Hatham Kenway. Pleased to meet you.
I know who you are.
I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I figured as much, but not here. Follow me. So, what do you want to know?
Have you seen...
Evening, sir.
He's a shifty fella. Keeps his face in too.
He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
Biscuits?
He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not right that you should... Secure the hatch!
Hatham. Have you been topside? A ship's appeared and means to board us. It's...
Get stuck! Now!
I told you to stay below decks.
I did as you asked. Only Mills was there waiting for me. He's the one that drew that ship here. There was no mutiny, only him.
We need those ropes secure! Get off the rigging! Secure that tackle! Heave on those aft lines! Heave!
Batten down the hatches!
Tighten the binding!
We need more speed! Loose the sails!
Secure
Haytham, you take the foremast! James, to the mainmast with you!
Tighten the bindings!
The rope's too wet! I'm slipping! The rope... I'm slipping!
Oh, Make